The year is 1992, and Hasbro, digging through their Generation 1 line, brings you Generation 2 Superion, also known as the Aerial Bots. This band of awesomeness is possibly one of the coolest color schemes this entire group has ever seen. It really harks into the whole stunt plane aspect and really shows what Generation 2 was all about. Starting out with the group is Air Raid. Air Raid still retains his F-15 appearance, but he completely sheds his black paint scheme and gives us this brilliant blue. With the spiderweb decals, it really shows how awesome he really is. Although he is still an aerial bot with a lot of wings hanging off him, he is still really awesome. Next in the line comes Dive Bomb. Still an F-15 Falcon, he still is really cool. The entire plane being done in a silver plastic with the blue wings really shows an acrobatic appearance compared to his old dull gray and black wing appearance. He actually looks really neat when he's in complete robot mode. Although there really isn't anything else other than the silly decals he has to really hark who he is still a really awesome bot. Coming right at you comes a F4 Phantom. This is also known as Firefly. He is one of the coolest aircraft in the entire group. Considering this is an aircraft from the Vietnam age, he still looks really neat. Although it almost looks like he never changed his color between Generation 1 and Generation 2. The red on him is a little more fuller. It's not as bright and brilliant as the G1, but it still looks really cool, especially with the flame decals on his wings. Moving on to the most fragile of the entire line comes Slingshot. Slingshot has completely gotten rid of his white scheme and come at you with this gold. Yes, I know most people cringe when they see this thing, but this thing is still really awesome. Although he only has slight blue highlights took out with his head, his hands, and his knees, he still is really cool, even with the zebra stripe decals. Last but definitely not least comes Silverbolt. Obviously Silverbolt has a much cleaner appearance. His appearance has this entire nice bluish silver scheme all the way throughout the entire jet. It really shows exactly what this Concorde was all about. Oh, and did I mention he comes with firing missile gimmicks? The robot mode looks really nice, especially with this decent color of red that they brought into the entire group. It really makes this robot pop compared to the rest of the ones. When you get the entire group together, it's obviously clear that these guys do belong together. Although Slingshot really looks odd being the only gold one of the group, it still cohesively molds together. I mentioned Silverbolt still retains his third mode. Third mode is really easy. It's obviously just like the Generation 1. There really are no differences whatsoever when it comes to his transformation. And obviously when you get done putting the ramp onto the portion of the entire jet when it's laid on its back, it's clear that this thing is a great launch base or repair base for your jets or any other Scramble City. Adding in the bits in this base mode really shows how cool this is with the plate palette that you have laid upon the table, along with all 5 of these bots. But enough of that, you guys came to see the entire combination mode, so let's get on to that. Obviously the biggest thing we have to do is convert Silverbolt into his torso. When the torso is completely assembled and the breastplate and the head is slapped on, it's time to move on to the rest of the planes. All the rest of the jets are very easy to transform. All you're really doing is just putting them into a squash down mode and slapping the feet pads and the fists upon. After you've completely put this guy together, and then you've armed him up, it is clear that he is a really nice looking combiner. All the colors tend to just bleed together in a very nice way. Although he does have a little bit of a gold, thanks to Slingshot, he still really rocks the house. These colors are just awesome, and they really blend well along with any of your other Generation 2 Transformers you have out there. This is one of the groups that I highly suggest anybody to go out and find. Although Slingshot tends to be the one that deters anybody from buying this guy, you can clearly just go out, buy a rough G1 Slingshot, repaint the thing gold, and then slap it in its place, and nobody would be able to tell the difference. This has been Plasticon, and this has been yet another awesome Generation 2 review. Stay tuned, because there is one more combiner of the entire group that we have left to cover. Catch you next time.